Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you back. Today I have an August visitor. Welcome to my channel.
Hello.
Okay, without wasting time, today I'm going to be talking about something most immigrants don't admit out loud. Like so many people are not talking about it. And the topic is the things I seriously miss about the UK after coming to Canada. Now listen, I love Canada. It's a very great country. But let's be honest. When you relocate, your eyes suddenly opens to all things you took for granted in your previous home, things that you took for granted as someone living in the UK and now that in Canada. Now saying that these things were actually precious. So what are those things? So today, grab a snack, relax, and let's get into the top things I missed in the UK as an immigrant in Canada. Hi everyone, welcome back once again to my channel. This is Roselyn Adams and I'm so happy, excited to have you all here. If you're new here, trust me, you are in the right place. Please don't just watch this video, ensure to click on the subscribe button. And to my August visitor, welcome to my channel.
Thank you very much. I am the Adams in the last name.
To meet the Adams in the Roselyn. Okay, to the topic of the day. Do you miss UK?
Well, yeah, I'll say yes. It comes with a mixed feeling. I miss UK for the life I had there, for a lot of other things, but I'm happy with the life I have here. So let's get going. How about you?
Hey, that's a big question. I miss the UK. I hate to admit, but trust me, I miss the UK. And there are so many things I missed about the UK. And the first thing on the list that comes top on the list is the power of the pounds.
Yes, the pounds is very powerful. You can imagine there's nowhere you go to almost anywhere in the world, you feel the pressure of the pounds. Pounds to naira is a lot. Pounds to Canadian dollar is massive. It's $1.85 to just £1. That's a lot, you know.
There's nothing compared to the value of the British pound. Trust me, when you are living in the UK, you don't really know how strong the pounds is. You are just used to it. You earn in pounds, spend pounds, enjoy your life. Then you move to Canada and suddenly the mathematics is not matching again. Like the groceries, expensive utilities, expensive clothes. Don't even ask me, you know. And that's when you start whispering to yourself, wow, the pound was really doing a silent work for me and I didn't know that. So in fact, you can't even compare it. Wait, by the time you convert the pound sterling to the Canadian dollar, you'll be like, should I run back? This is too low to compare to, you know, what I'm used to. I miss the pound sterling. I give it to the UK on that.
Yeah, but you know, when you come newly, one thing, especially from the UK, one thing that will be happening in your subconsciousness is feeling that things are cheap just because the pounds is higher. So you tend to want to be converting everything to pounds. So you buy something of $10 and you're saying, oh, this is like $5 Canadian, you know, and you're thinking it's cheap, forgetting that it's a different ball game. You're not using pounds here. You're not earning in pounds here in Canada. You're actually earning in Canadian dollars. And, you know, if you convert and if you compare the earning in Canadian dollars with the, you know, the cost of things here, that's when the impact of the cost will begin to hit you.
You know, it's easier for someone who came from another country, maybe for example, because I'm from Nigeria, I came from Nigeria directly to Canada to speak. The Canadian, you know, dollar is so high by the time you compare it to naira. But you that you're already used to the UK pounds and then you were giving, let's say, the minimum wage here. I think the minimum wage here should be around $18 Canadian dollar thereabout, and that's like £9. You'll be like, hey, nobody's gonna pay you £9 in UK. And then you'll be like, this is low to what I'm used to. Whereas people that are living here are enjoying it, they're used to it. So it's one thing I miss so much, and I try these days not to convert, not to think of the pounds. it's a difficult decision, but I have to.
So I remember when we moved to UK newly, and the power of the pounds was not seen from the positive sense, because then we're using naira against pounds. So we're like, wow, it is so expensive. What an irony of life that now you are looking at pounds, the power of pounds, from the positive aspect, and not just from the, things are expensive, but you are looking at it like, how I wish I had that power right now.
Yeah. And that takes me to the second thing I miss so much, and that's the cheap, fresh African food and massive variety. Oh my God, I miss cheap African foods having variety. You see, that word variety is the key thing I miss. We lived in Manchester when we were in UK. Take a place like Moston. If you go to Moston, you could count, if I'm not exaggerating, close to 20 African stores when you want to get something, such that you could get any African food stuff you need easily. Like variety, you hop from one shop to another, and there is, competition. Like, there's healthy competition. Listen, UK and African stores deserve award. They deserve a award and even medals if need be. A round of applause for them. You see, in London, Birmingham, Manchester, you can walk into any African shop and find everything. Maybe fresh plantain, yam, big tubers of yam, gari, egusi, stockfish, name it. Everything is there. It's not like they do not also exist here in Canada. But you see that variety, that big stores, like finding shops, African stores close to their self. Like, you can find within an environment, you can find like 5-6 African stores, especially in a place like Moston. I'm used to Manchester, and I think that is also applicable to London. You count, there's healthy competition such that nothing is as expensive. I think the UK's proximity to Nigeria also, contributed to that.
Yeah, when you consider the easiness of shipping, food items from Nigeria to Canada as against Nigeria to UK or any other African country to either of these two countries, you will understand why things are this expensive. In UK, it's easy. It's so easy. Even the policies for shipping food items, agro items, is really friendly. And that also helps. Unlike in Canada here, where there are some restrictions, there are some taxes that you have to pay. The tax is higher here in Canada than that of UK. So there are a lot of other reasons why I believe, I'm not speaking for anyone, but I believe there are other reasons why the cost variation is so massive.
Yeah.
To mention also that, in UK, when we go for shopping, we go to shop for food items and even, meat and all of that, you tend to get more variety and you tend to get what you need as at when you need it. So you go to Moston, you go to any African store, you see everything you need as at when you need it.
Yeah.
Right here in Canada, if we've ordered for turkey for how long now? About 5 days off, almost a week. We've ordered for turkey for over a week, and it's yet to come.
Maybe at that one, I think that one is because we have a specific store we wanted. But if you're going to mention stuffs like vegetables, you could really. I don't think I've even seen any fresh vegetables. I've not seen fresh ugu here. Maybe it's because of the environment. We live in a better country. I've not seen, and sometimes when you even see in some of the groups I belong to, it comes like once in a blue moon, and you see them hustling to to share the price and share it. In UK, you move to stores, from store to store. Uzuza leaf, ugu leaf everywhere. They name it fresh. But I've seen leaves, but most of them comes, especially Nigerian, vegetables. Most of them comes in frozen. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I've not cited any. And that still takes me back to the fact that it's not really readily accessible like the way it is in the UK. Yes, African stores exist, and when you find them, they are expensive. I think we bought 1 carton of yam for $180, and in the UK we buy cartons of yam for $20-something. I mean $20-something pounds. That's like 2-3 times the price of what we are getting it here in Canada. So I think the distance also added to it, and that's why most of them are expensive. And that's one thing I miss about the UK.
Yeah, but again, if you live in Canada, maybe in other provinces, like she said, we're in Alberta, but if you live in any other province and you feel you are sensing this African food easier, please do let us know. If you feel you are expecting it,
Yeah.
you know, you are seeing it cheaper,
Helping
you know,
you
please also put it in the comment. Let us know. We would love to do a documentary on that and compare province by province, you know, in terms of easy access to groceries and other food items.
And
Thank you.
that takes me to the third one, which is this children's school system, the schooling system here. Hey, that one should have even come as first on the list. Oh my God! You see, UK parents, you don't even know how blessed you are because Canada will undo you. In the UK, kids get free hot lunches. Many schools provide free school supplies. Some councils even offer free meals for all kids, no matter your income. In Canada, you are the chef. You have to. You say all those early morning wake up that we were not used to. That you just wake up, bath the children, and they off to school. It's not like that here. You are the chef, the lunch packer, the nutritionist, the head of catering every single school day, because they have to go to school with their meals, everything prepared from home. You see, school supplies, you're gonna be paying for it. I didn't even know. We only goes to school with their bag. They go to school with their bags, and that's it.
Yeah,
They give them school supplies, give them lunch. Sometimes I even see them giving them milk. Sometimes varieties. Here, you prepare everything from home.
Yeah, so while in the UK, I remember it was so easy because as a family in the UK, you can't thrive better if you don't support yourself. So it was so easy for me when she's off to work, I get the children ready, give them their breakfast, and off to school they go. In this place, come on, it's not funny. You know, and I remember in UK, the only thing we ever get to buy was school shoes for the children, maybe the uniform for the children, and maybe winter jacket for the children. That's about our school expenses. So the first time
you're buying notebooks, pencils, all the school supplies, everything.
Yeah.
You are preparing lunch for them. You are also paying for lunch supervision.
You remember when you told me the school is asking for money for school supervision? I'm like,
lunch
is it not free?
Like you're watching the kids eat, and why you still have to pay for it?
And I think there was another money they asked us to pay for, you know. I can't remember that
those
right now.
hidden charges
But
and
there were
all
just
of
hidden
that we
charges.
never knew existed in the UK. You know, they were just thank you, UK.
Yeah, UK, thank you.
Oh my God! And that takes us to the fourth, point. One of the things I miss also in the UK is the weather. It's kind of dicey, because for UK it's wet winter. And when I talk about the weather, I mean the winter aspect. So if it's the summer is still okay. It's kind of dicey anyway, but when it comes to the winter here is harsh. This is November, we're already experiencing -8, which I think the peak of winter I've ever experienced in the UK for the years we lived in the UK was just -7 or so. And then we were getting up everything. And we are not yet at the peak of winter. UK people love complaining about the rain, but after Canada, you start praying for rain. Trust me. In the UK, -2 degrees is an emergency, but in Canada, -8 is considered nice weather. So people will literally say, "Oh wow, it's warm today." Some provinces experience -30 degree, -40 degree, -50 degree with wind chill. Like, it's not something you are used to in the UK. So the weather is something else compared to the UK. What do you have to say about the weather?
Well, for the weather, it's a mix for me because I appreciate the fact that you can have almost 6 months stretch of summer in Canada here.
And you're still going to have 5 to 6 months stretch of winter.
Yeah, kind of,
So
but
take note.
yeah, but that's fine. I have, in Canada, I could plan my year accordingly. But for UK, you don't know what you expect. Banter people with why you behaving like UK weather. That's how
It's always
serious. That's how serious.
fluctuating.
Yeah, you go out and then you see everything, in one outing. You see the sun, you see the rain, you see the breeze, you see the chill, you see the hail, you see, everything in one outing.
day.
And you're wondering what's happening. So UK weather is as unpredictable as you will expect, unlike Canada weather. Canada weather, you have some unpredictability, but of course, you can really plan well for Canada weather. When it's summer. I remember in UK where we had 22 degrees, we're all like, it's so hot. We're wondering how come it lasted 2 weeks. 22 degrees, it lasted 2 weeks. However, meanwhile, in Canada, we've had summer since May, June, July, August, September, even up till October.
Yeah.
And now November we're having a bit of the winter coming. So it's really enjoyable, and I don't miss. Maybe.
Do I miss the wet winter? I think I'm just scared of the low temperature they experience here, the peak of it. I'm kind of scared of it, like having minus 30, 50, frozen eyelashes, frozen this, frozen that. That's what I'm scared of. But as it is, we are here.
I love what I have.
Okay, let's take me to the next point, which is the UK fashion, the convenience, variety, the prices. Trust me, that is not here. The UK is a fashion paradise without people realizing it. I'm not really a fan of plenty clothes or fashion, but trust me, I miss the UK when it comes to that, because in the UK you have the likes of brands like Primark, River Island, Boohoo, ASOS, Pretty Little Thing, New Look, Zara, H&M. There are a lot, and even charity shops with hidden gems, and even all these apps that you could easily get clothes. What's that app? I also miss that. Vinted. Oh my God, that app is a lifesaver. Could get new thing at a very, very low price. High brands, at a very, very low cost. But that is not the same for Canada. What can you say about the fashion here?
Oh, well, I'm not a fashion person. Everything I wore
I'm not a fashion person.
Everything I wore in UK, you bought them. So I never got to visit any of the shops that you mentioned, except Primark that went just for sightseeing one of the occasion. One beautiful thing with as much as you have all of that, brands, are very accessible to all, easy to reach. One thing is, you never get the time to actually go there. You just be busy packing shift and packing shift.
If you are into fashion, you get the time.
Yeah, but if you are into fashion, that would be a good place.
So the point I'm trying to make is that variety is much smaller here, and clothes are expensive, and sometimes the style are just, let's say, very practical. You definitely notice the difference when you try refreshing your wardrobe one of these days.
And for Vinted is a good place. If you are in UK and you don't know Vinted, please download Vinted app. You will enjoy it. You will love it.
Yeah.
That's a gift from me to you.
Okay.
Download Vinted app.
I missed Vinted actually, but they said they used to be here, that they stopped there. And so let's just go to the
Vinted should reach us for this free advert.
Okay, so let's go to maybe the last point, or maybe not, the driving part. Do you miss driving in UK compared to Canada?
That's like $1 million question.
UK, so.
You drove, we'll come to that. Okay, so that's like $1 million question. Honestly, driving in the UK is hard work. You drive I drove virtually everywhere in the UK, Manchester to London, Manchester to Liverpool, Manchester. I was driving because I love to drive. However, you see, it's also hard work because you drive and then you come home after 2 days, you go to your mailbox and you see bus lane ticket. You're like, what is this? You know, I drove to London, came back, left London, traveled to Nigeria, and I was in Nigeria, guys. I got the mail, emission ticket. You know, that I drove through emission zone, and I had to pay that one too. So, driving in UK is hard work. That's number one. Number two, owning a car in UK is also another hard work. Because you own a car, consider the cost of tax you pay. Some people pay as high as 80, 100, even more. As tax. No, as tax. Here there's no tax. As tax for owning a car. You pay that much. In Canada, you only pay your insurance and you're good to go. There's nothing like annual tax for crying out loud. You know? So
do you miss driving?
No, I don't miss driving in UK, not to even mention all the cameras that is monitoring my life on the road. All the cameras on the road monitoring my life. I don't miss driving in the UK. I enjoy my driving here. I enjoy driving and there's no camera watching me. Of course, you have police, at intervals that will just park.
There are cameras here too.
Monitoring, but it's not as much. It's not as much. It's not as much as when you drive through that London street.
The roads? What would you say about the roads?
Yeah,
the landscape?
The road is, I think the measurement of the road is about the same, but there's a way the road in Canada feels wider. But it's not like every road can take 2 cars on the same lane. But there's a way the road in this place feels wider because there are more other lanes that is attached that is not being used, maybe for emergency, that it's only being used for emergency purpose. So on both sides of the...
So it's safe to say this should not be part of this video because you do not miss driving.
No, don't even put it. I don't miss driving.
And that takes me to the last thing that we're going to be talking about. Maybe we'll still talk more about this in another video, which is the public transportation system in the UK. I miss that, maybe because I was always hopping on buses in the UK, and I miss that the public transportation system here is not as vast as it is in the UK, and I miss that a lot. A lot of people drive here. You see houses having multiple cars. It's very rare in the UK, but here, so a lot of people drive themselves, maybe because of the weather too, I don't know, but the public transport system here is not as it is in the UK, so I miss that part.
Okay, and another thing that you should watch out for will be easiness of getting your driver license, the processes involved in getting your driver license.
I'll bring him again.
But you have to pay a lot, I'll do it for free.
Okay, to round it up, do not get me wrong, Canada is beautiful. I call it a very, I feel at ease here. Look at the glow now. So it's safe, it's beautiful, it's full of opportunities. But no matter where you move, there will always be parts of your previous home that stays with you. And that is why we came here today to tell you about the things we miss so much about UK.
And can we say thank you, UK, for giving us those moments of fun, also the park, the beautiful park. I think we are going to also we miss the parks, lovely parks. Yeah,
I think they have good parks too here.
Yeah, but
it is what it is. I miss you, UK. I miss my friends. Miss a lot of things.
I miss you, UK.
This is home.
Home is home.
So I'll be seeing you in my next video. Please ensure to subscribe. And this is bye for now.
Bye bye.